The roar of engines, the ground trembling as steel giants prepare to break free from gravity. For decades, one aircraft has symbolized raw American power, a machine so massive yet so enduring that its very takeoff still sends shockwaves across the globe. Tonight, we take you inside the story of the legendary US Air Force B-52 Stratofortress, and why its breathtaking full-speed takeoff left Venezuela shocked and speechless. This is not just an airplane. It is a flying fortress, a relic of the Cold War that continues to dominate skies in the 21st century. Welcome to Inside, where history and modern power collide. The beast of the skies, the B-52 bomber, nicknamed the Buff, big, ugly, fat fellow, is anything but obsolete. First introduced in the 1950s, it has outlasted nearly every other Cold War aircraft. Designed to deliver nuclear weapons deep into enemy territory, the B-52 has evolved into one of the most versatile and feared bombers ever built. It carries a wingspan of 56 meters, stretching across the runway like a metallic bird of prey. Its 8 turbojet engines thunder with relentless force, capable of lifting this 220-ton aircraft skyward. With a maximum range of nearly 15,000 kilometers without refueling and virtually unlimited reach with the help of tankers, the B-52 remains the long arm of American power projection. And while many nations have retired their bombers, the United States still keeps the B-52 as the backbone of its bomber fleet, alongside the stealthy B-2 and the modern B-21 Raider. Takeoff at full throttle. When a B-52 bomber prepares for takeoff, it is more than a routine flight. It is a demonstration of raw power. The engines roar, the runway shudders, and the aircraft accelerates with surprising speed for its size. At full throttle, the 8 engines push out nearly 140,000 pounds of thrust, launching the massive bomber into the sky like a rocket on wings. Eyewitnesses describe the takeoff as both terrifying and awe-inspiring. The ground vibrates, windows shake, and the sound echoes for miles. The bomber lifts gracefully, yet its presence feels overwhelming, a reminder of the destructive power it carries within. For Venezuela, watching such a display was a stark reality check. Here was an aircraft designed during the Eisenhower era, still capable of outpacing modern threats, still a symbol of America's ability to bring overwhelming force anywhere on the planet. Why Venezuela reacted. Tensions between the United States and Venezuela have simmered for years. Caracas has often positioned itself as a vocal critic of Washington, seeking closer ties with Russia, China, and Iran. Military drills, political statements, and joint exercises have been part of Venezuela's strategy to showcase independence and defiance. But nothing compares to the shock of seeing a US B-52 Stratofortress roar into the skies at full speed. For Venezuelan observers, this wasn't just a takeoff. It was a reminder of how small their military capability looks next to America's global arsenal. Venezuela's Air Force operates light fighters, transport planes, and helicopters, but nothing remotely comparable to a B-52. The bomber's ability to carry 31,500 kilograms of bombs, from precision-guided JDAMs to nuclear payloads, underscored the imbalance of power. To many in Venezuela, it was a moment of realization. While Caracas may play politics with alliances, the military reality of U.S. air power is overwhelming. The endurance of the B-52. One of the most shocking aspects of the B-52 is its longevity. This aircraft has been in service since 1955 and is expected to remain active until at least 2050, nearly a century of continuous operation. Generations of pilots have flown it, and it has participated in almost every major American conflict since Vietnam. From carpet bombing campaigns in Southeast Asia to precision strikes in Iraq and Afghanistan, the B-52 has evolved with the times. Modern upgrades allow it to launch cruise missiles, deploy smart bombs, and even communicate with drones and satellites. The sight of this aging giant still roaring into the skies at full speed is both terrifying and impressive. For Venezuela and the world, it is proof that some legends never die, and some machines never fade. Symbol of deterrence. The B-52 is not just about raw power, it is about strategy. Its very presence is meant to send a message. America can reach you, anytime, anywhere. When Venezuela witnessed the takeoff, it wasn't just watching an airplane, it was experiencing the psychological power of deterrence. For allies, the B-52 is a reassurance of American strength. For adversaries, it is a warning. Few nations can match its endurance, payload, and reach. And when it takes off at full speed, the message is unmistakable. The skies are never beyond America's reach. The roar that echoes. The thunder of the B-52's engines fades into the clouds, but its impact lingers. For Venezuela, the sight was shocking. For the United States, it was another routine display of power. And for the world, it was a reminder that the age of the bomber is far from over. The B-52 Stratofortress remains a living legend, one that bridges past and future, one that shows how even a 70-year-old design can still dominate the skies with unmatched presence. This was the story of the B-52 bomber taking off at full speed, and why it left Venezuela in shock. You've been watching Inside, where military power meets history, and the truth of the battlefield is revealed.
Turn left to point, above it, to climb 10,000.
On 280, Mojo 81.
Khalifa 01 الظفرة. Go ahead, sir. Khalifa 01 traffic, clear 12 o'clock about.
Good, Monkobit, continue on the flight en route to report.
Flight plan route to report, Mojo 82.
Mojo 81, straight copy, is on the deck, 1020, welcome back.